everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Code with Shronika. I hope you guys like my previous video. In this video we are going to make a piano in Scratch. Many of us wish to buy piano, but we can't buy it because it is very costly. In this situation, I have a solution. We can make a piano in Scratch and other instruments. Now let's get started. Okay guys, let's start by painting our sprite. First click on paint, and after that we will delete this sprite by clicking this delete button. And then let's draw a big rectangle with a dark green color. Click on fill to choose a dark green color. Click on rectangle to draw a rectangle. Like this we have to draw a rectangle. Keep this rectangle on middle. Now let's draw a rectangle on the piano with a white color. Now like this we have to make a rectangle with a white color. Now we will not draw a keys in this piano because we have to code the keys separately. Now let's write the text on the piano with a white color. We will type my piano. We will do this text greater, bigger. Now let's click on code. Now let's write the code for this piano. We will take when green flag is clicked, and forever we will take when green flag clicked from events category and forever block from control category. Now let's go to back layer from the looks category. We will click on over here and we will click on back. Now we'll keep this piano on right position. Like this. Now let's go to axis 2 to 2 and y axis -16. Now Now let's draw. Now let's click on paint. Now we have to draw a key. Click on outline and choose black color. We will type over here 4. We will do the outline to 4. Now like this we have to make a keys. Now let's click on events category and then we will take when green flag is clicked. We want a extension from this add extension. Now click on music and this music category will come. Now let's take set instrument to piano. We have taken piano because we are making now piano. Suppose we are making guitar, so we can click on guitar. For now we are doing piano, so we have to take piano. Now let's take, go to axis -169 and y-axis -72. Now this 3 block says that suppose I will keep this key on axis -152 and y-axis 120, and when I will click the green flag it will come to the position that I have typed over here. Now let's take when this sprite is clicked from the events category, and then we will take play note 64 0.25 beats. We will choose this note. So when I will click this key, so it will play this sound. Now let's name this sprite as piano. Now we have to also rename this sprite. We have to rename this sprite as key. Now again we have to duplicate this key by clicking on right key. Now let's click on duplicate. Now we have to change this axis and y-axis position. We will type, we'll keep this key on right position. Now let's type axis position to -120 and y-axis position y-axis position -71. Now let's change this note. Now we will click on the second note. Now when I will click this key, then it will play this sound. Now again we have to duplicate this key. And then we have to keep this key on right position. Now let's change this axis position and y-axis position. We will type -69 and y-axis position -70. Now again we have to duplicate this key by clicking on right button. Now we have to keep this key on right position. Now again we have to change this axis and y-axis position to -18 and y-axis position -71. Now we have to change this note to 64 note. So when I will click this key, then it will play this sound. Now we have to again duplicate this key by clicking on right button. Keep this key on right position. Now let's change this axis and y-axis position. We will change the axis position to 34 and y-axis position to -70. Now let's change this note to 65. When I will click this key, so it will play this sound. Now again we have to duplicate this key by clicking on right button and then click on duplicate. Keep this key on right position. Now let's change this axis position to 87 and y-axis position to -70. Now let's change this note to 67. Now again we have to duplicate this key and keep this key on right position. Now we have to change this axis position to 138 and y-axis position to -70. Now let's change this note to 69. Now again we have to duplicate this key And then we have to change this note to 43 and y-axis position to 49. Now let's change this note to 70. Now let's make a black key. Click on paint and then we will click on fill to change this color to black. And then we will make a small rectangle, and after that we will make after that we have to make a circle and keep the circle on the black key. Now let's change the size of the black key to 80. Now we will take when green flag is clicked and then go to axis -154 and y axis -56. We will not take this set instrument to piano because we are not making this white keys. Now let's take when the sprite is clicked from the events category and then we will take play note 61 for 0.25 beats. Now when I will click this key, then it will play this sound. Now we have to rename this sprite as black key. Now click on right button to duplicate this key. Now keep this black key on right position. Now let's change the axis position to -105 and y-axis position to -54. Now let's change the note to 63. Now when I will click this key, now this block says that when I will click this key, then it will play this sound. Now again we have to duplicate this key by clicking on right button. Now let's change the, now let's keep this key on right position. Now we have to change this axis position to -3 and y-axis position to -54. Now let's change this key to key to 66 note. Now this two blocks says that when I will click this key, then it will play this sound. Now again we have to duplicate this key and keep this key on right position. Now let's change the axis position to 46. Now let's change this note to 68. Now when I will click this key, then it will play this sound. Now again we have to duplicate this key. Now let's change this axis position to 98 and y-axis position to -54. Now we have completely made our piano. Now let's take Now let's change this keys position to 193 and y-axis position to -71. Now we have completely made our piano. Now let's test the piano. Isn't it interesting? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So this was my piano. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Code with Shronika. Bye!